All right. Episode 13, Powerhouse Conversations. We got Teddy Phillips coming on. Let's get him started. What up, J Huff? Wale type of day. What's good, Brody? Got cut in here. Chris. Definitely Chris was on another dope episode last week. Got cut. Another Powerhouse alumni. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Oh, man. Trying to get it set up.
Yeah. Are
What's
you
good,
good?
man?
What's good, bro?
Chilling, man.
What's good?
Long
Good.
time no see, man. I think the last time I saw you was in Dallas.
Yeah. I think what was that, the Bama game, right?
It was a Bama game. We were playing USC.
USC, yep, opener, the
Yeah,
opener.
yeah. That's
Yep.
what I think. Jalen. Yeah, that was Jalen's first start because they played old boy first, and then Blake Barnett first, and then he came in and then he just like dominated. So I
Yep.
remember.
Been good, man?
Can't complain, man. Working.
Great.
How you been?
Good, man. Good, man. Appreciate you coming on.
No,
Appreciate you
man,
coming
appreciate
on.
you having me, man. Man, I love what you're
Yeah,
doing, educating our people, and it means a lot for sure.
definitely. So just to open it up, with this Powerhouse Conversation where we have powerful conversations about business with powerful business people, entrepreneurs. The goal is to inspire innovation. So we want to have some good conversations, people that are trying to be entrepreneurs, going through that process. And they're trying to build their business, and we want to help them scale and make sure that they are understanding, what it takes to stay in this game. Because as we both know, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It takes it takes a lot, and then for you to innovate and to keep going, you got to have these different conversations that a lot of us aren't actually having. So want to make sure that we're bringing in some good guests. Definitely want to make sure that you're able to. You've been doing a lot of dope stuff. I've been admiring from afar. Like I make sure I always tell you, you know what I'm saying? Every time I see something, bro, like congrats, everything. I try to make sure I give you your flowers while you here. So again, to introduce you to the audience, Teddy Phillips, digital artist, tech entrepreneur. I know you'll get into everything that you do, but go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, Teddy Phillips, founder of our creative company. Also go creatively known as Staff the Artist, which I promote activism through art. And I got a few apps. One is called For the Culture, which is probably my flagship one, the biggest one. And then I launched another one called For La Cultura. I launched an AR game called Keep Your Ass Home for COVID relief. That's fun. And then I'm about to launch my new one, which is What the Zodiac, and it's a card-based game that highlights like funny characteristics about the zodiac signs. So
Okay.
excited about that one.
Dope. So how did you get into? I'll start with the tech side. How did you get into like just doing apps and everything? Like what gave you that idea?
Yeah, man. So I got an attention in Miss Bailey class, and we
Okay.
we had to sit at JD, and we had to sit in the library or whatever. So library stopped on the computer, man. Just started looking up careers, like what I wanted to do. Didn't know if football was going to work out or not, but I was like, all right, cool. Let me try to figure it out. And I saw like apps were just popping up and things like that, and they were like, this is gonna be a new career. I didn't really see it at the time, but it's like, okay, cool. So ended up going to Bama, majoring in management information systems, and there we created like our first iPad app for the Home
Okay.
Depot. And then the Home Depot was like it's like a project based. So you basically clicked on like the kitchen. It would have kitchen projects that you can do it yourself for it. And then you just move around the house, like outside and garden. So that's what we did like the first half. And then the second half, we did something for supply chain for Procter and Gamble. So yeah, like I really saw the impact of apps, and I think there was only like a few games that were popping at the time. It was definitely Angry Birds, Slingshot app or something like that. So I was like, oh, super cool. But ended up getting a job in Houston, working at HP. I was doing like telecom engineering there. And once I did that, I was like, well, let me try to see if I can create an app or something like that. I didn't have a clue at that time. There, I started. A friend introduced me to Ellen's game, which was Heads Up. So with Heads Up, I took it home and we were just playing like the hip hop category, like all the time. It was like we're killing it, right? So I figured what was gonna happen. I was like, oh man, Coming to America's not in there. Roots isn't in there, things like that. There's a whole different culture that could be included into this game. And instead of Ellen trying to get her to do it, I was like, you have the skills to do it, you have the patience to do it. Like let's see if we can get it done. So I just for like a year, I just try to pound everything out, just using the lean startup methodology, which is something I live and die by. And what it is lean startup is for those that might not know. Lean startup is basically a methodology where you take an MVP, which is a minimal viable product, and you put it out to your customer or your potential target market. And from there, you just get feedback. You solicit feedback. And then you incorporate the feedback until you can't incorporate it anymore. And once you get to a point where there is no feedback, you're ready to release. So that's what I did. So For the Culture looked totally different than now. Looked totally different than what it did in the beginning. Because I wanted to make it super minimalistic. It was just black and white. Those are going to be the only thing. And I gave it to my friends, and they were like, is it done? I was like, yeah, it's done. Like, whatever. So, but just getting outside of myself and listening to other people and letting them give me the feedback instead of building for myself allowed me to create a decent product and get it out. And it became successful. So we're nearing almost 1 million users now, and keep branching out into other verticals.
That's dope. But one thing that did stick out with me when you said you didn't want to go to, whoever was already doing the app and try to get them to try to change it. And a lot of times everybody's always complaining about what they see, and then trying to get them to change something instead of just creating what you see the need for. You found a need, you found a problem, and you fixed the problem for yourself, and now you created something that's going on and on. And like you said, it's at 1 million users, and that is something that you have to find in business every time. You have to find a problem.
Yeah,
you have to find that problem, and you create the solution. And that's the simplest thing that people have to understand about business. If there is no problem, then you don't have a business. You have to have the problem, and then you have to find a solution, and then bring it together. So that's the biggest thing that any entrepreneur has to understand about business. And I think so. Tell me a little bit about some of the trying times to scale that app. So I know you said you started off minimalistic, and then to get to where it is at 1 million users, like what did you do to get there?
Yeah, so first, I was bootstrapped everything. So that was a little difficult. So I mean, there was a few vacations I couldn't go on, a few trips I couldn't go on because I was trying to get this product out. So definitely sacrificing up front and knowing what support, but being able to have a lot of belief in yourself, so where you bet on yourself and you see things happening in the long run, right? So that's one thing. That's one personal sacrifice is social time. That was then from there. Just still being from the bootstrap stage, I didn't have the money just to go out and just do crazy ad campaigns.
Right.
I just worked myself like a street team, So I looked at how Def Jam and how the music business got words out for artists and things like that. So I kind of worked as my own street team, just going up to people.
Gotcha.
Hey, I got this app, and if they were in a bar, they played it, and then from there you got to see a little bit of the virality. They took it home to their friends, they played it, and then their friends took it, and it started growing. So I think what really turned it up was I did a Shade Room advertisement, and
Okay.
I didn't know what was gonna happen, but
Right.
it ended up sparking, and everything started to tip. So I started seeing the downloads like spike, and then it's crazy. My mom just tweets on Twitter. She tweets the game out pretty much like once a week, but she has a friend on there that was in China, and he checked out the game, and then I think he wrote an article about it, and then our downloads in China started spiking like crazy.
Okay.
So that was super wild. But yeah, I mean, the constant promotion was huge, and then just responded to the user feedback.
Gotcha.
First, we released it on iOS, and then people wanted it on Android, so we had to support it on Android and two platforms. And then I was like, everything was going good, and then you got a good side and you got a bad side. So
Right.
you know, we had a celebrity that basically came out with a very, very similar version of the game.
Gotcha.
So, like, you had some writers that knew about it, you had some writers that didn't, you had some writers that were being paid, but there was a Complex article that came out, and they said Celebrity XX new game app is for the culture, and that spiked the yeah, totally. So I mean, it was a very witty response to everything that was going on, and it still kept their integrity. So that spiked us too. And another thing that I had to learn, like when you have similar products, you have a competitor in the market that
right.
You got to think about Uber and Lyft, right? They
Right.
both coexist. They both have their own audience, but they both have their own identity too.
Right.
So yeah. So biggest thing is like don't worry about competition. Just
Right.
know your people are going to be your people, and just try to keep going that way.
Yep.
But I got that from VC. He's a VC, Chris Lyons. He gave me that. I called him as soon as it happened, and he was like, yeah, man, don't worry about competition, man. It's Uber and Lyft. So you'll be all right.
Yep. And then just think about it from the standpoint of like that's going to help you be able to grow, because you have to, like you just said, you talked about feedback, you being able to see where the differences of what they're doing to versus like you just staying in your own lane, you staying focused on what you're doing and constantly improving based on what the feedback that you're getting from your users and what type of feedback they're giving you. So I think that's big, just in the sense of like not being discouraged by what you see in somebody what somebody else is doing, you running your own lane. Because I mean, I think I forgot where I heard it at, but like just think about when you're running a race, like running track. If you start looking over, you already lost.
Right.
So you got to keep running.
Absolutely.
So I think that's big. But also I wanted to talk about because you're also in the corporate world like myself or whatever. So you started off at HP and then you went to Microsoft, right?
Yeah, HP to Microsoft. Yep.
Okay. And you're are you a PM there? You're a product manager?
Yeah, some PM program manager. Yeah.
Okay. So how has that helped you? Like just because I know a lot of people talk about like, oh man, I'm trying to leave corporate and I want to leave corporate, but I know the financial thing. You kind of talk about bootstrapping. That helps in one instance, but just from a developing a skill set standpoint, how did that help you grow your app?
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, just being surrounded by smart people every single day, I mean, you're going to naturally grow, right? Just having conversations. I think about this, I think about that. And then just being a part of a company that's trying to be cutting edge on just the technology side. So just looking at technologies like blockchain and looking at technology like AI, machine learning and things like that.
Right.
So it keeps you sharp in the technology space, but you got to figure out how to apply it to the products that you're creating when you get off work. So that's something that really helped me just within being in the corporate space. And then, just being a PM, we got to take like mandatory trainings on like, diversity and inclusion, how to build better products and how to build inclusive products. So like you think about accessibility when people have like they're colorblind. So making sure you don't put certain colors on top of other colors so people can read things a little bit more accessibly. Then just thinking just regular PM skills, just trying to figure out, okay, should we go waterfall or should we go agile, right? Agile, we can build iteratively. And when you're building an app and you're trying to use the lean startup method, you definitely have to use some sort of agile method to respond to customer feedback and just users that just might not be totally as happy as possible with the product.
Right.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Now, do you have a team that you work with, or like how has that worked with just building the app, or is it all been
Yeah. So the first one I did myself, but then
okay?
like existing in iOS like every single day, if you're not in it every single day, it's going to take you a little bit longer to build. So I had to locate and find a team that had to outsource the next build of it, so where it can
Gotcha.
and someone can make the update super quick.
Gotcha. So you come up with all the everything, the foundation of it, and of course, like you said, the first one you built by yourself. But now that you're building more apps, you're high level, and then you're able to tell people what you need and how you need it to be done.
Yeah, totally. So I mean, 20% of any app that they give you, they're going to charge you for documentation. It's like,
Okay.
okay, well, let's document it up front. I'm like, nah, we can do that ourselves. Anybody can
Right. Right.
take the robot methodology and you just okay, tap icon to enter app, wait for the screen to load, and you get your requirements, right? So you just go through
Mm-hmm.
it. But I mean, a lot of people just don't want to do that because it's a lot of work up front. But yeah, just try to work with the team, try to get like just a foundational level of like app development, so you don't get gypped or robbed. That's just advice to anybody.
Gotcha. Okay. So now I wanna get into the stat the artist part.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's been blowing up, and that's been you've been doing a lot of dope things with that. So tell me, when did you get into art, and then I guess was there a transition to digital art, or you like how did that work?
Yeah, so I think I won my first art contest like when I was in the fourth grade. I painted like a town that my grandmother lived in. So I was doing art, but sports kind of took over, and our art programs really weren't like conducive to
Right.
playing basketball and stuff like that or football. So like I kind of got away from it. But when it came to building the first app for the Home Depot, I was like, art just really lives on top of the app. You got to have graphics, you got to have all this
Right.
to make the app look good. So I was like, oh dang, bro, I really need to get that skill set up.
Right.
So for the culture, I found this one artist that I love his style, but I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more catered towards the Black culture. So
Mm-hmm.
his name was Aaron Campbell, and he created some killer art for it. And so we just worked together and collaborated on it. But then I needed to promote the app, so I needed to figure out how to get content like this Kobe one and all
Mm-hmm.
this, whatever. So I dabbled in graphic design a bit, but it was more so like, okay, thinking about, okay, if I'm gonna do this every day, it's gonna take a lot of time. So it's like, okay, let me develop the concept, let me develop the idea, and then I could work with a graphic artist that I could teach my style to, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'll be able to produce at scale, right? And then I can manage the app, I can manage just other art things, and then I can manage my day job as well. So just trying to treat yourself like any company that outsources anything, right? You
Right.
idea, but you bring people in to help bring your vision together, so you're just managing everything.
Dope. So tell me, I know you got a couple of like the ones that stand out. Like I know you did the Seattle, the Black Lives Matter mural, and
Yeah,
then the MLS. So tell me a little bit about, well, tell the people that don't know about both of those projects.
yeah, totally. So I launched Stab the Artist in like January of last year, and I just wanted to have an outlet for like creation and art. So man, I saw art just as a means of expression. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what really drove me into it. But then like once the unjust killing started happening, I wanted to use my art to tell a story and capture a moment and get a message out. So my Justice series was the one that really got the most attention. And I used to see like RIP t-shirts growing up, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of like the end of it. But this person was just killed, so I think we need to push another message to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just even with the trials coming around right now,
Right.
and going back to, and just to tie it back, going back to like Rodney King. So Rodney King, he was on trial. Well, his uh, the people that assaulted him were on trial, and they got off, right? So he
Mm-hmm.
didn't. So so that's what I came with the last phrase of like Floyd's the culture, and we demand justice in his name. So we,
Right.
okay, RIP to this person. No, we want justice for this person as well. So
Right.
that so yeah, so that one took off. Started like people started printing it, and showing it and like using it in protest and protest posters. So that was pretty cool. Then one day I was in Capitol Hill in Seattle, where I lived, and they were starting to painting a Black Lives Matter down the thing. So I just jumped in, just being artistic, just bringing out my artistic side. I was like, nah, let's try to finish this. So we got it done in like it took us about 6 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours to do it. And then from there, came back out the next day, and I painted the eye, and I did for the culture, because that was I felt that was my brand.
Yeah.
So nah, that was a pretty cool experience. And from there, ended up connecting with the Sounders, and the Sounders just wanted to document the time. And there was the VP of marketing, Robin. She was really in tune, really woke with what was going on. She had a background. She came from Nike, so really knew what was happening. And then she was like, well, let's work together to try to amplify the movement and things like that. So they did the video. I ended up doing the captain's armband for the MLS's back tournament. And then we ended up working even more together on the voting campaign. So there was two visions, right? Amplify Black Lives Matter, right? But then mobilize people to come out and vote. So that was the ending campaign to put action behind the things we were protesting.
Gotcha. That's dope. So do you have anything else that you're working on, just as far as like just activism through your art? Like, is there anything that you're working on next?
Yeah. So I got a deadline tonight for a project I can announce it with Red. So Red is like the AIDS organization, the COVID relief organization. So doing some merchandise for them.
Okay.
So yeah, still working on the design. So I'll figure out something.
Okay, cool.
So excited about that one.
So now this is something that I kind of just thought about, like maybe like a day or so ago. Have you been doing anything with NFTs for your digital art?
Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out NFTs. I'm still trying to figure out the right platform to release it. So I mean, I consciously didn't. I saw a conversation about NFTs happening like last year, and I was like, should I do prints or should I not do prints, or should I just go straight digital, just go all out and try to lead digital just with art? And I think I made the right decision. Just seeing how NFTs are blowing up right now, and just the entire crypto market. So yeah, so yeah, definitely. Nah, but what's your thoughts on NFTs? How do you feel about them?
Well, so I mean, actually, me and Cut was just having a conversation about this maybe a couple of days ago.
Cut's so smart.
Yeah, so we me him and Jason Boswell.
Oh yeah.
So we were talking about it, and like it's the way that everything is going. Like you said, blockchain, cryptocurrency. It's endless possibilities on how people can or artists can get paid for what they're doing.
Absolutely.
So it's so many different use cases for it. Think about it, even from where sports is going. Like now you can actually put together whatever that digital card or that that highlight or whatever that GIF is, and you can profit off of it. Versus in the past, other people were always profiting off of whoever that creator is, be it the artist, be it the athlete, be it whatever it is. So I think it's gonna blow. It's just a matter of how you're being creative enough to use it to your advantage.
Nah, 100%. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about the Jordan crime meme, like if you could cash in on that NFT, like it's crazy, right? The value of that is crazy because it's used everywhere. So totally, we're on the same page with that. So
because even with, like you just said, like the art that you have done behind Black Lives Matter and that movement, and then if NFT was around before that, and you just had got a whatever, had a did a coin or whatever it was with that, all of that would have just boomed because of all of the attention that is surrounding whoever it may be, Breonna Taylor, or whatever that person is. And then there's so many dope ways that you can be creative to get it out to the people.
Absolutely. I read my mind on that totally.
Yep. But so I know we talked a little bit about what's next with art, and I know we're coming up at the end of the time. But what about as far as just the apps? I know you talked about some of the apps earlier, but just give me a rundown on what else is next for you.
Yeah, so with for the culture, so we got a growing fan base and almost at 1 million. So I wanted to release merch around that. So t-shirts, hoodies, hats.
Okay.
Just to extend outside of the app world. Same thing with For Local Tour, just focus on growing that and getting feedback and making updates. We only have 6 categories with that right now, but we want to expand it to like over 25. So still working on that. Got with the Zodiac, still being a bit too anal about the site and how it is. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna set a deadline and just go with it.
Yeah.
The promo phase. And then I want to do a For the Culture card game. Kind of like Taboo to actually get that out as well. Second, I got an idea that I kind of put on hold. It was kind of like it was a music battle game that I wanted to, but in order to get it off, I wanted people to have like a live event experience with it, to where you kind of have like a wild and out of, okay, you divide into a red team, black team, and y'all battle it out. Plays the best song. So
no, that'd be dope.
Yeah, no. I mean, the world's opening back up, so I think we can launch it now. So I still got the code for that. It's just, putting it out and timing it right, and just connecting with the right people in different cities to be able to tour that around and give people that in-person experience.
Okay, dope. Tell me a little bit more about the Stay Your Ass at Home.
Keep your ass home.
Yeah, keep your ass. Yeah.
So yeah, keep your ass home. It was a project that I was like, okay, man, everyone needs to stay home. It's COVID, it's crazy. And then I saw everything going on in Houston and Atlanta. I was like, man, you guys are out of control. So I mean, it was a free app. It was a free like digital download that just gave away for free, just to give people something to do inside the house. And they wanted to donate, they could donate. If they didn't want to have something free to, it was more activism than anything.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we saw so many people with that same idea. There was like trap connects, and then there was another one with culture tags that basically, I mean, they were basically the same idea. So we had the app ready, was about to release the app, but we felt the app was going to cannibalize other businesses, and that's not anything that we wanted to do during the time. So
gotcha.
We shelved the app, but the actual PDF file is still out there.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that was dope. But man, I know we coming up on the time, but I appreciate it, bro. Like
thanks for these conversations going, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got a lot of dope things going on. Just stay keep it going. Especially, we from the Gump, so like I know that's definitely something that, we going out to these different places, different cities all across the US. I want to make sure that everybody's getting that exposure, because like you said, the conversations that we're having aren't necessarily the conversations that we had growing up. Right. So this is very needed, and I just want to make sure that we keep pushing that forward.
Nah, man, I appreciate you, Fred, man. Yep. Doing, Cut had a great conversation with you and stuff like that, and he was like, man, yeah, we got to do it. So yeah, man, I keep going.
Definitely. Well, everybody, make sure y'all go follow Teddy, follow the rest of his projects that he has going on. If you want to, do you want to give him the apps and everything?
So for art, Stat the Artist. For the Culture, it's For the Culture app. For Local Tour, it's We Are For Local Tour. And for What the Zodiac is, What the Zodiac. All right.
Yep. All right, man. Like I said, keep it going. We'll do something else later. If you I don't know if you coming back to the Gump anytime soon, or this summer, or anything like that. Next week?
Yeah, I'll be back next week.
I'm trying to think. I'm supposed to be going sometime. I think it'll probably be later at the end of the month, because I'm actually moving back to Atlanta. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be a little closer.
Closer to home, man.
But all right, bro. I appreciate it, man.
All right, brother. Hey, take care, man. Be safe.
You too.